Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So today we are back with another video on this channel, and this video will be really different from the other videos which we have created, because in previous videos we have learned about different languages which include C++, React, React.js, HTML, CSS and more other programming languages like JavaScript. But now in this video we will be not learning about any programming language or not creating any project using any programming or coding language, because in this video I will be giving you some effective tips which you want to learn when you're using VS Code. Means we will be learning some of the important things which you have to learn if you are working with the text editor like VS Code. You can use these tips in different text editors like we used, it comes as VS Code, Sublime Text, Atom and many other available in the market. But the best VS Code is because it provides all the languages to a user. If they want to learn Python, if they want to learn C, C++, C#, JavaScript or any language they want to learn, they can use VS Code for that. And because of that as well, I'm using VS Code. It provides all the languages and it is really easy to use for beginner, and it is beginner friendly as well. So in this video we will be learning some of the important things which you want to learn if you are working with a text editor as VS Code. So I hope you'll be enjoying this video from start, in which I will be giving you some effective tips if you are working with VS Code. And if you enjoy this video and if you understand this project or this video, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notifications bell as well, so you can get the notifications of my all the videos which I'll be uploading on this channel. Share this video so more people can learn that how we can work with VS Code and what are the things important in this VS Code text editor. And I will be also telling you in the start that how you can download VS Code, like I've told you in the previous videos of C++ and in Python as well, and I hope you have seen that all videos and you have learned things from that. So just what we are waiting for now, let's move to computer screen and let's get started with this amazing video from start. So now we are on the computer screen, and I hope you understand the introduction that today in this video we will be learning some of the effective tips which beginner needs to learn if they are starting with any programming language and if they are working with text editor like VS Code. So now we'll be starting with that, but before starting I will be simply moving on to the Google Chrome, because it is really important to know that how we can install this VS Code text editor. So there are many various text editor available in the market like Atom, Sublime Text, Notepad, Notepad++, but I prefer you to use VS Code because it provides all the feature with beginner has to learn or beginner needs to learn if they are starting with any programming language. So for downloading VS Code, simply you can write VS Code here in the Google, or you can write Visual Studio Code. Then the first link you will be getting of VS Code here, so you have to press this first link and then you can just download it for Windows or for Mac or for Linux. In any operating system you are working, you can download for that. And after downloading this VS Code text editor, you have to install it in your operating system, and then you have to open this. After opening this VS Code, you can just see we are getting this interface here. You will be also getting the same interface as I'm getting, and now we have to learn the effective tips which I will be giving you in this video about VS Code. So basically the first tip which I will be giving you as a beginner, I prefer you to create a new file when you're working with any language. Like if I want to create a file of Python, so obviously I will be selecting new file from here, then you have to give your file name. And now for giving the file name, I will be just selecting any of the file name, like if I give as tutorial, so I will be giving as tutorial file name. And remember, when you're working with VS Code, so you have to save the file as file format. Like if I want to use Python in my VS Code, so how I can save the file? I have to write tutorial, the name of my file obviously, and after that you have to save the file in the Python format. And now the question is that how we can save the file in Python format when we are using VS Code. So simply you have to do one thing. You can go to the files and you can select here. From here you can select Python, or if you're not getting anything here, so you have to write .py in the end to save the file as Python format. So I will be writing .py. So you can just see now if I save it on my local disk E, and if I press this create file, so you can just see now my file has been saved in Python format. You can just also see we are getting a small logo of Python here, and if you also want that when you save the file you will also get this logo. So how you can do that? So for doing that you need to go to this extension, and I've downloaded many extensions. Like here I've installed many of the icons extension, and because of that I'm getting this logo of Python. And if I saved in C++, so I will be also getting the logo of C++, or if I save in HTML, I'll be giving the logo of HTML. So if I press new file and if I want to save the same file, this tutorial file, in the format of HTML, so I will be now using like tutorial I will be giving the file name like I've given in the Python one, and then I will be writing .html. So you will be seeing that the file will be saving in HTML format because we will be getting the logo of HTML as well. I'll be selecting the same location of local disk E and I'll be pressing this create file button, and you can just see now we are getting a HTML small logo, means that our file has been saved in .html format, and I hope you understand that. So after saving the file in this formats, like now I hope you understand that how you can save the file in different formats. If you don't know that how you can save files in different format, you can also search on Google. So they will be also giving you the last thing like how you can save the file in the language format which you want to use in any text editor. So now the main extension which you have to use when you're working with VS Code is that live extension, or you can say live server. So this is the extension which beginner need to know about in VS Code, because this is the extension which help us to create the code in the browser. Like if you're using HTML or CSS to create any website, so it helps us to see the website as right as a live server moving on. Like if we use this, if we don't use the live server, if you're using normal Google Chrome to use the VS Code as HTML format, so for doing that you need to just save the file in HTML format, then you need to open your HTML file through the location where you have saved your file, and then you have to reload it again and again to see the changes. But when you're using live server in VS Code, you don't need to reload the file again and again, means you don't need to reload any browser again and again. It will be normally giving you all the things automatically. You don't have to reload the file, just you need to change the code and automatically you will be getting all the things in your browser reloaded. And the thing is that if you're using any language, you can do that. If you're using PHP, if you're using HTML, CSS, if you're using JavaScript, React, in any language, you can use this live server, which is really important thing if you're starting with VS Code. Now the other thing which is really important, means other extension which is really important in VS Code, is that you have to give the theme of VS Code. Like if you want that this dark theme is not good, so you can use a different themes here available. Like I'm using this theme, so I can press this set color theme here. Like I've installed this theme, I can press select color theme, and you can just see we are getting a different color themes available here. Only 4 themes we are getting, but you can use different themes here. It is not only the 4 themes we are getting different themes here available in VS Code. Like if I show you here, if I move on to my extensions, so if I remove this, if I move on to enable all extensions or show running extensions, so you will be getting all the extension which I'm using here. Like I'm also using the bracket pair colorizer. It helps us to give the quote color to us, like the bracket colors which we are getting, it helps us to give that. And if I move, you can just see it is the prettier quote format, and material theme I'm also using to change the theme color. And the best theme I prefer you to use for theme is material theme, which I have also downloaded here. So you can just see this is the material theme, and you can press that color theme, same like we were doing in the theme one, and then you can set your color theme here. So simply press this set color theme, and you can just see we are getting different color theme. You can use light color theme as well. You can use dark, high contrast color theme. You can also use any ocean color theme you want to use. So there are many themes available here. You can use any theme you want to do. Like I'm using ocean one, so I will be using the ocean color theme. Now if you want to give the color to your icons, like the icon theme, so you can install this. I have not installed this, but if I install it, will be not taking too much time, like only 2 to 3 seconds, and you can just see these material icon theme help us to give the theme to the language color. Like when we were just saving the file on Python, so we will be getting the logo of Python, and that's the same thing. Like when you install this material icon theme, you will be getting the icon theme color. Like when you press this icon theme, now you will be getting any of the files saved, you will be getting the theme color of this material icon theme in that. And I hope you understand that how you can use this material icon theme, and this is another extension which is really important. Now moving on to another extension when you're using C++ in VS Code. So what is the main extension you want to download if you're using C++ in VS Code? So the main extension is dev C++. I prefer you, when you're using C++ in Python, you should download this dev C++ theme, which help us to give the theme of C++. And if you have installed that, so also install the C++ extension pack, which help us to give the starting code of C and C++ and it help also to create some of the starting things which beginner don't know about that. So they can install this extension pack, which is really good, I think. And you can also see the installers of that, like 32 million plus, and means it is really good extension, and that is why it is having too much installers. So you can also install this, and you can also install this OpenCV C++ image, which help us to give the image of any C++ you are using. So I hope you understand that. Now moving on to another extension which I will be preferring you is this bracket color, you can say pair colorizer it is named as, and I've installed this. So it helps us to give me the color of my brackets easily. You can just use different commands to give the color. You can use Ctrl+Shift+P in Windows, and in Linux and in Mac you can use CMD+Shift+P and toggle for bracket color DLW command, which you can use in the Mac. So I hope you understand that what are the main extensions which you can use. And now the other extension which I will be preferring you is that when you're using HTML in your VS Code, which is really a main language, so I prefer you to download this HTML CSS support, which help us to give all the starting codes of HTML CSS. If you're using any ID in HTML, if you're using any class in HTML, it helps us to create all the attribute with complete function. So I hope you'll be enjoying when you will be installing this HTML CSS support, which will help you. And you can also see the installer of this HTML CSS support, which is 21 million plus, and I hope you'll be enjoying that. And also install this HTML snippets, which help us to give all the HTML5 codes correctly to a beginner if they are starting with HTML. And also install this JS HTML formatter, which help us to format your file easily with a different thing. So these are the some of the extensions which I have given you. You can also debug your file when you're using VS Code by pressing this run and debug, and you can also use some of the Git repository. And in coming up videos I'll be also telling you about what is Git and GitHub in C++, so I hope you'll be enjoying that as well. And this is the testing option. From here you can test, like when you're using Python, when you're installing any additional test extension, you can use that in this VS Code. So I hope you understand that what are the some of the extensions and some of the important tips which beginners should know if they are starting with VS Code text editor using any language in that. So I hope you enjoyed this amazing video in which I have given you some of the important tips on VS Code. And if you have enjoyed and understand this video, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all the coming up videos which I'll be uploading on this channel. And remember, see my previous videos as well, which I've created on C++, React.js, JavaScript, and coming up more other videos as well. So just I'll be meeting you next video with more amazing things and more amazing tutorials. So for today, goodbye.